What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast for another week. We are back. We've just covered Book of Boba Fett. Finally, we're done with that. Had a lot of fun, but here we are finally just to talk Star Wars for a bit. Weekly podcast starting now. But first of all, got to introduce my lovely co-host as always, Mike. How are you today?
Man, as you said, it was fun covering Book of Boba Fett, but it's just fun to kick it back and talk Star Wars. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for this little break that we're gonna have, and excited for this journey with our listeners, our viewers, and all that stuff. Let's see what life is without Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see because we've had the podcast together now for about 2 months or so, but with the whole time I've been doing Book of Boba. So as we say, it was fun, but time to just kick it back, as you say. So before we get into today's episode, we're going to talk about all the news. We've got some John Williams stuff to talk about, Book of Boba stuff, Mando. We're covering it all. But before we do, just want to talk about the podcast for about 2 minutes. First of all, we have a new social media page. Previously, Mike and I had just been promoting the podcast on our personal Instagram pages. However, we felt like the podcast deserved its own social media page. So you can see that on the video. If you're an audio listener, the tag is the SW Exchange on Instagram. So go check us out. We'll be only talking podcast there, promoting the new episodes, maybe giving some behind the scenes stuff. Who knows? But go give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it. Also, YouTubers might have noticed small rebrand. Nothing much to it. Just thought I'd let you know that, we did a little small rebrand, just a few quality of life changes. Another thing, new episodes are going to be coming out Friday mornings, US time. I don't know what time that is where all across the world. I know I'm in Australia. They come out pretty late Thursday nights, but Friday mornings in the States, and wherever that would be for where you're living. But so look forward to that. And so pretty much the way we want to do this podcast, Mike will talk a little more on it in detail, but obviously when Obi-Wan comes back, we'll cover that the exact same way we did Book of Boba. Same with Andor. Bad Batch, we're not exactly sure how we'll cover that, but we'll keep you all posted when we come to more when we have more of a concrete plan on that. But we'll also have like breaking news episodes. If something like the Kenobi trailer drops, we'll definitely do an episode as soon as we can to cover all of that, and not wait until Friday to cover it. But that's pretty much everything I can think of that we want to say. But Mike just wants to talk a little bit about how these podcasts are going to look. So take it away, Mike.
No, for real, Ari, I laugh right now when you're like, we don't know what we're gonna do for Bad Batch, and really, we don't. But we'll let you know when the time comes. But
Yeah.
With this show that we're doing, we're excited. Just like we said at the beginning. By the way, hope you like the new intro. If you're listening on audio, but
Yeah.
we're doing like a new main show. So this is like our first official time actually podcasting together. That's not, like, oh, let's react in discussion to the latest Book of Boba Fett episode, or we did have a podcast before, but it was just an introduction one. So we just like we were thrown in the deep end, really. So now we're like actually coming together and being like, all right, let's craft our weekly podcasts and stuff and our conversations. So for all of you, we will listen. We're called the Star Wars Exchange. We want to live up to that name. So it's funny because even when I was helping put the show notes together, we had a discussion, and it was like, yeah, I don't really care about that, what we're going to talk about. And it's like, yeah, that's why we're called the Star Wars Exchange. Because here's the thing with the main shows, I'm going to be bringing concepts on to the show, news, stuff like that. Ari will as well. I would like, there's things in later on in this episode that I'm just like, I don't have a take on it. I could have skipped it, but Ari has something to say. So we're gonna exchange news stories here and topics and stuff,
and vice
and
versa.
and vice versa. And there Ari was, there were some things with Ari that I was just like, I don't have a take on this, or Ari same likewise. So that we're the Star Wars Exchange, and as Ari said, go follow our Instagram page. YouTube subscribers, listen, we did a 2 hour finale review of the Book of Boba Fett. We did a live stream. That was so much fun. To all of you who have watched that, to all of you that listen, thank you. That was a nice cap at our Book of Boba Fett talk. But listen, subscribe if you're on podcasts. Keep engaging with us in the YouTube comments. We love talking to you guys, and we're just excited to talk more about other things than Book of Boba Fett. You know, we have as Ari was saying, we have Bad Batch later this year, Obi-Wan, and the Andor series, and possibly Mando, which we'll get into. But you just don't know how much news is gonna get released and when. It just comes
Yeah.
at you in truckloads sometimes. So Ari and I, we always talk Star Wars, so we're here to break it down for y'all, for us. So we're gonna be reacting to this news. So join us on this journey. Make sure to follow us, the Star Wars or the SW Exchange on Instagram, and subscribe to all our stuff because we're not going anywhere. So
Yeah,
yeah, join
for
us.
sure. And well, yeah, speaking of, let's just get into it today. So, our first sort of news topic is there's a lot of Obi-Wan stuff to cover, but the most recent and probably the most relevant news right now is John Williams is reportedly set to return to the Star Wars universe to score the Obi-Wan Kenobi theme for the series, which the source is Variety, which I'd say is fairly reputable. I'm taking this as you know, news for now. You know, some sources come out and you sort of take it with a grain of salt, but this I'm taking on board. I think it's accurate. Obviously not confirmed, but I think it's pretty safe to say this will happen, which is super exciting. He said he was retiring from Star Wars, but of course we're always going to welcome him back. And for something like this, like this is the perfect thing for him. Is obviously I don't think he would want to score the whole show or something like that, but just putting his little touch on it with, you know, the main thing, which we'll hear it numerous times, like we did for Book of Boba. I gotta say, the Book of Boba theme was outstanding. So, so to imagine we got another theme coming for another character, but it's going to be by John Williams himself, is just super exciting. So yeah, I don't know, Mike, what's your reaction to this news?
First of all, I really think that if it's funny how we always get these leaks rather than like, or you know, these reports rather than
Yeah,
hearing it from Lucasfilm themselves. But listen, if John Williams, happy birthday to the man. He just turned 90 the other day. It would have been really cool if they announced this in a, you know, in a video or something with or like, you know, wishing him happy birthday or something on their social medias, and then being like, John Williams will be returning to Kenobi, and that would have even increased the, not the excitement for Kenobi, but like the John Williams love.
yeah,
That just would have been awesome. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah, this is awesome. I appreciate, this kind of reminds me of Ludwig coming back for Book of Boba, but just to score the theme.
Yeah.
And then dip in and being like, hey, I got other projects to do. Because I don't know, Ari, have you seen John Williams' lineup? But this man is busy. I think they like there was an article that I read that like outlined the next 5 years of his life, and he's scoring all these
Yeah.
movies and stuff. So I'm like,
And the man is 90 years old, as we
he
just
is
said. So
he is
yeah,
90, and he's busy. He's booked. So
yeah,
you know, if he got a Star Wars in for, you know, for a week to score, you know, the theme or whatever, like some scores, awesome. And just be on his merry way. But that is awesome. Because John Williams is the GOAT. I mean, do we have to sit here and say like, I mean, yeah,
plain and
John
simple.
Williams, that's awesome. Love that he's coming back. And if I would say that this report is true, I would buy it and be like, yeah, this confirmation already. But other than that, yeah, I'm excited for this. This is, I think, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be a kind of not a reawakening, but just bringing us back to not our roots with Star Wars. Well, actually, yeah, a lot of prequel fans. I think it's going to bring them back to their roots and how they got into Star Wars. And I think, you know, John Williams played a big factor in that. You know, whether you're an original trilogy fan, sequel fan, prequel fan, this man wrote all the scores for the films,
Yeah,
and he did a
yeah,
phenomenal job with doing it. So,
yeah.
uh,
On every single one as well.
so it really, no, there's no trilogy that I'm like, huh, the score wasn't actually that great.
Yeah,
John Williams, if anything, if you hate the prequels, you hate the sequels, you hate the original trilogy, you can say he carried those movies. A New Hope is one of those movies where I'm like, man, this is such a slow burn. And it's just it's I still very much love the movie because of nostalgia reasons, but like John Williams literally carries that movie for me because I just literally put it on to hear his amazing music in it. I still love A New
yeah,
Hope, but John Williams just does something utterly different to that movie. But no, seriously, bringing us back to our roots, and it's the guy who wrote Duel of Fates for all the prequel fans, and the Anakin versus Obi-Wan soundtrack. So it's like, let's go.
yeah.
So Yeah, great news. I think it's as you said. I think John Williams retired from Star Wars after the prequels. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of done, and they got Kevin Kiner to do Clone Wars,
Yeah,
and the fact that then they brought him back to the sequels out of retirement essentially, and he's like, oh yeah, now I'm done. It's cool. They once again brought him out of retirement to score Kenobi, or at least that main piece that we're talking about. So very
yeah,
cool. Yeah, John Williams. Oh, gotta love the man. How could
yeah,
you not?
yeah. Overall, just awesome news. Like, just echo what Mike said. This guy is genuinely the goat. So just so cool to see that he's most likely returning to score probably the biggest theme of the year. No, no, like this show is so anticipated. So Obi-Wan's theme is going to be heard by millions of people. So yeah, for it to be written by John Williams, it's just awesome. But touching on some other Obi-Wan stuff, it's not old news, but we kind of touched on it in the live stream barely. But yeah, we got a poster, which was cool, and a release date finally, which was May 25th. So, which by the way, the timing of the release date is a bit strange because Star Wars Celebration, which is like pretty much a Star Wars Comic Con for those that don't know, is starting on May 26th through 29th. And they supposedly it's an event where a lot of trailers, announcements, and stuff come out. So the timing is strange. Some people have speculated it could mean the dates of Celebration could be shifted. um but yeah, just on Celebration for just 1 second, I would really like some clarity from Lucasfilm, whoever's in charge of running that event, on what's going on, because we've heard pretty much nothing, and it's supposed to be happening in around 3 months. Anyway,
Hmm.
though, so May 25th though is a cool release date. Mike, I've seen him posting on his Instagram that this is like the 45th anniversary of Obi-Wan. So I know a lot of people want it on May 4th, myself included, but May 25th, it's a cool date. It's a good time. We've got around 14 weeks. That's a good break from live action Star Wars, I would say. So yeah, came for that. The poster, it was pretty simple, but looked great. What can I say? I know there was a lot of talk about is Anakin holding is Obi-Wan holding Anakin's lightsaber, and I don't know. I didn't even have a take on it. I didn't even know people were going to be talking about it. And then of course everyone's analyzing every little nook and cranny of the poster,
Yep.
which is what we love though. That's just what Star Wars fans do. And yeah, but
Very
overall,
annoying.
like overall, the poster looks great. The release date is good. Like, thank God they stuck to May, because um, that if they had to push this back or something, people would just be so up in arms about it. So I'm really happy that we'll be getting it in May. And yeah, Mike, what do you think of this poster and release date?
Um, it sucks because the day this dropped, I think Obi-Wan news had. Oh yeah, the big talk of the day in Star Wars land was Ewan McGregor was saying that him and Hayden Christensen have like scenes together as Anakin and Obi-Wan
Yeah,
again. So
yeah,
I was like, wow, breaking
exactly.
news. And then I don't know if Lucasfilm was like, oh shoot, he wasn't supposed to say that yet. And they're like, let's just drop the trailer or
Yeah,
the poster and the release date right now, and so we could turn the crowd away.
yeah,
So I had just posted that, and then the freaking poster drops, and then of course the release date as well. I was like, damn you guys. But excellent date. People were mad that it's not May 4th. It's 25 45 years the anniversary for Star Wars. That's
yeah,
the real Star Wars Day on May 25th. I don't think even Solo, I think, released on that date when it was like the 42nd or 42nd, I would say, anniversary of Star Wars. So I was like, oh cool, that's nice. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know. I People were like, oh, I could have released on Star Wars Day. That's like the hallmark holiday for. I mean, I still celebrate on. I celebrate. I love May 4th, but yeah, that's the hallmark holiday. That's the Christmas commercial holiday. Like the 25th is the actual spiritual holiday. So I think that's awesome. It's 45 years since Obi-Wan debuted on screen, and I think it's just very poetic. So full circle on that. Love that. Poster, yeah, I looked at this and was like, man, they're really killing it with these posters. Like you look at that Boba Fett one with Fennec, and then you have like the what do we call it? The fire spray gunship in the back, just hovering.
oh boy,
So cool. So cool.
yeah,
And you have this one where Obi-Wan's in the distance walking. Yeah, just love the energies from these Disney Plus shows posters. Like really, really, really well done. And Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So my take is can't wait for the series, can't wait for May 25th. And as you said, Ari, celebration. What's going on with that? We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
3 months though. The talking Twitter land right now is people debating whether or not they should even get plane tickets, even though they already have tickets to go
yeah,
to the event. But they're like, do I buy plane tickets? Can I even get refunded? So
yeah,
yeah, they should definitely say something. Repop,
yeah.
y'all my homies. Where you at? Where
Yeah,
you
I
at?
will say, for I mean, for those who are interested in celebration, I tried reaching out, being like, "Are you guys still sticking to this date?" And I got a very formulated response saying, "Yeah, we're still sticking at the date. If you want more news, sign up to our newsletter or something." So I'm not sure. They're keeping their cards pretty close to their chest right now, but
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated for sure. I got to say something about the poster you just reminded me of is I have seen and I've seen other people say this. I've seen so many fan posters. I'm sure you have as well.
Hmm.
That when I saw this one, I could barely even fathom that it was real because for the last almost like a decade, there's just been Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Star Wars story posters everywhere. So it's like the fact that this one was real, I was just like, wow, okay.
I've seen
Um,
so many of those that I'm trying to force myself to say the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and get
yeah,
it because I keep saying the Kenobi series, the Kenobi. I'm like, no,
yeah,
I will not give into the fan made posters making me believe that Disney was going to actually call this the Kenobi series. Just
yeah,
Kenobi. It's of Obi-Wan Kenobi. What a
yeah.
mouthful. But anyways, yeah. For sure I was like, wow, we finally got it. Yeah, I did take a second, was like, we finally got this poster. I'm tired of seeing all the fan made ones. So yes, yes.
Hey, credit to the fan made posters though. Some of those are fantastic.
No, they are, but it's like some of them are so incredibly good that I was mad that they weren't actually the official poster, you know?
For real, for real. You just brought up as well the Ewan McGregor quote, which by the way, you're gonna get pulled up in the comments on how you say Ewan McGregor. But
I'm American, it's okay.
but yeah, so he did say that him and Hayden have scenes together, which for me, I didn't really think that was too much of news. I just thought there's no way they're bringing Hayden back and not having them have scenes together. Whether it's a flashback, which I think it will be, or Hayden in the suit and Ewan fighting. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that I didn't take that too much as news. But yeah, it's definitely cool to
It's
hear
news, Ari. You
nonetheless.
can say
Yeah,
it's news.
no, it's news. But
He's
I was just like, okay,
everyone
sure.
everyone listening,
Yeah.
he's upset a little because in Australia, it was a little too early for him to get up and beat everyone to that post. So he was like, it's not news.
Yeah,
It's not news
it's
to me.
true.
Why are you guys posting it? We all knew it. That's Ari right there. That's Ari.
Hey man, it's like saying Andor's going to be appearing in the Andor series. What can I say?
No, no, that is not the same. Whatever.
No, something I do want to talk about though, the Super Bowl trailer or the not Super Bowl trailer. People are pretty angry about this. I will say, for people who have listened to the podcast for a while, they might remember the episode we did, which Mike was on when we talked about Disney Plus Day. And people were very up in arms that they didn't drop the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer on Super Bowl Day, which I think is a little unfair with the Disney Plus Day stuff. I think people were very. It was very fair enough for people to be upset because Lucasfilm were teasing like save the date. You don't want to miss this, and then we got like a sizzle reel that got leaked like the day before, and that was a whole mess. So that day was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. They promised something and did not deliver. However, on Super Bowl Day, they didn't promise anything at all. So I think it's kind of unfair to be like, where's the trailer? Like they will drop it. Lucasfilm marketing does have issues right now. I agree with that. They it's like the biggest year for Star Wars, and they're acting like nothing's happening. Like we're supposed to have 5 shows coming out in the one year. We've already had one. So but in terms of this specific day, I think yeah, look, it wasn't going to happen. That like I texted Mike the day before. I was like, you really think they're going to drop one? And he said no. They promoted the solo one, and then that came up. There was no promotion. They would have let us know if that was going to happen. So I understand why people are upset. They're getting kind of antsy. We want this trailer, but it'll come. They're gonna drop it. And yeah, I don't know. What was your take on it, Mike?
You know, it's not cheap to drop trailers during or commercials during the Super Bowl. So if companies do release them, Marvel dropped so much money on their trailers that they were like, "Hey, everybody, don't forget to check out the Super Bowl. You know, we paid so much money for this.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check our
Please
advertisement for
watch.
our movie." Um, or end show for what's the show called? Moon Knight.
Moon
So
Knight,
it's like
yeah.
they were teasing it out like during the big game, spotlight or whatever. So to me, I was like, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit here and like record myself to reacting to the trailer. Like, I can't wait to sit through and watch it." And I'm like, guys, when they had the Solo one, they like put out like social media posts, and they were like, "Oh, during the big spot or the game, whatever the wording is." Uh, so I'm just like, I was so bewildered at Twitter. Some people on Instagram, hyping up a trailer release, and I was like, "Are y'all dumb, or at least have you not paid attention to the marketing aspects? Like we've
Yeah,
been in this
because
space."
people really set themselves up for disappointment, and it's just like, guys,
Yeah,
it'll come out eventually. There's no way they're gonna not do a trailer for this series. Like,
we
yeah. Anyway,
it's
go
just
on.
we've been
Sorry.
in this space so long that it's like, hello, this is not, maybe if we were just getting into like the first or second year of the Disney Star Wars
Yeah,
marketing or
yeah, for
whatever,
sure.
it's like, okay, sure, you set yourself up for that, dummy. But thing is, you got,
Very harsh
I just
today.
don't understand. I just don't understand. It's just it always happens with Star Wars fans. And the Disney Plus Day thing, I think I wasn't even I wasn't mad that they didn't drop specifically a Kenobi trailer, but I was just upset. The angle of that was, I was upset because it's like, why is it with this company only we get all the news via leakers? Like
That that is very
there is
true. Yeah,
nothing substantial that gets released, besides trailers and posters and stuff. Because trailers for Star Wars hardly leak. But it's like,
yeah,
why do we have to find out about Hayden Christensen being in the Ahsoka series from a love them, but from a report from the Hollywood Reporter?
yeah,
Why do we have to learn from them? Why can't we hear from you guys, the head of Star Wars, the company that runs Star Wars, Lucasfilm? Why can't we see any promo, any hype? You guys create the hypes themselves, because when these reports come out, when these leaks come out, people are like, I mean, now it's like accepted as fact, but like still there are some people like, I'm not going to believe it until it's on StarWars.com. Why
yeah,
not just come out and say, like, and the thing is they wait very last minute. Like, I think some people have harped on this a lot, and I'm with them. Why is it such a big deal to like, I think releasing a poster and a release date as the Kenobi series did, Obi-Wan series, Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Jeez, you see how I'm doing it. The
yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, whatever, Kenobi, whatever. I'm
Mike
done.
just can't talk today.
I
Sorry,
can't
guys.
talk.
We need to sub someone in. No,
Daddy
go on,
Jose
go on.
Oder, where you at?
Yeah,
But it's like, okay, you want to do that as a marketing piece, great. Poster, understand. But like the release date, let me tell you something. It's not that important. I mean, of course, it is vital to like getting the fans on board when the show's gonna come out. Like, temper your expectations because it's not coming to October, right? It's like, but it's like we're all, the fact that we were months away, like we're only like four months away from Kenobi, right?
yeah,
About this, it should. I mean, I'm not trying. It would have been nice to get this a while ago, maybe at Disney Plus Day, so it wasn't just like total white noise from Lucasfilm that day. But like, you guys waited this long to tell us about the release day about a show that we know is coming out fairly soon because of an earlier leaked report that the show was coming in May. Literally,
yeah.
didn't you
Well,
report on it?
and the leak comes from their own employees on Twitter. So it's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was.
if he knows, why don't you just say it? Like, a release date is not like, it's not like you're giving away what's going to happen in the show. The
Right.
fans just want to know, when are we getting this stuff? Like, it's not. Yeah, I understand COVID times. It's hard to say, they don't want to make a release date and then shift it. But if they said May 2022, people would have said, okay, cool.
Right.
Moving on. Like, we
Right.
understand, but it took them just way too long to say. So yeah, I'm with you.
Nope. Yeah. And that's another thing that I hope that Lucasfilm just does better, because it's like, as you said, it gives you nothing from the series, spoils absolutely nothing except the fact that it's so frustrating that we get it from all these trades reporting it being like the Ahsoka series will debut. This is not true. Ahsoka will debut in October 2023. It's
Yeah,
like, Lucasfilm can tell us that, and build up their own hype. It's
yeah,
like, put it on your Instagram. You know how many more followers you're gonna get. But
yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. It's just very frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. No, the marketing just is not right. And as I say, I do understand with COVID, it's hard to I don't know, organize stuff with whatever it is, with a lot of things changing and whatnot. But yeah, I would love to see just a bit of improvement from the marketing team at Lucasfilm, just to put fans at ease, and just a bit of clarity on stuff, be clear. Um, and I mean, you don't have to, write a post being saying we are not going to drop a Super Bowl trailer. You don't have to do that, but it's like just a bit of clarity on some stuff would be nice. But anyway, that's all the Obi-Wan talk for today. Mike, I know you want to talk about some Book of Boba stuff, so let's get cracking into it.
All right, so we do have some Book of Boba Fett stuff. Even though we said goodbye to it last week, we still have some things. But
Still
listen,
coming
we're
back to haunt us.
back to hey, no, not that's not what this report says. All right.
Yeah.
So being a week out from the Book of Boba Fett, we don't know the way it wrapped up. We don't know if it was the series finale or season finale, but we'll discuss about that. But the one thing that is kind of transparent is that the show was kind of a huge success. Deadline.com is reporting that the finale saw a 36% increase compared to the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. To put it short, more people tuned into this finale than they did for Luke showing up. That awesome episode from season 2 of The Mandalorian. That's kind of mind blowing, right? So in the report, they say that the Book of Boba Fett clocked in 1.5 million U.S. households, according to Samba TV. From the show's Wednesday to Sunday run, that was 36% higher than the 5-day finale draw of The Mandalorian season 2, which streamed from December 18th to the 22nd of 2020, and which that pulled in 1.1 million U.S. households. So this is, I mean, holy crap. Here we were last week sitting here and being like, oh yeah, talking about the finale and stuff, and it just didn't feel like this big grand event. I still like the finale, as we said. Ari had his take on it, but I was like, yeah, I liked it, but it just didn't have a big pop for me. There was no moment in there that I was like, dang, I'm gonna come back and rewatch that over and over again, or stuff that it was going to cause, like social media engagement, like the Mandalorian season 2 finale. Everyone was talking about Luke. Everyone. I would go to work and people were talking about Luke and be like, I heard Luke Skywalker's back in Star Wars. There was just not that pop culture moment in the Book of Boba Fett finale. So it's like, okay, thought nothing of it. And then you just find out this report. It's like mind blowing. So more people have watched this right now, the Book of Boba Fett finale, than they did Mandalorian season 2 finale. So that is crazy to me. So we have some things to talk about, Ari. Despite the constant complaining from us fans, do you I mean, holy crap, like, did we undermine? I mean, listen, Star Wars fans, we live in our own bubble, especially people on Instagram, people on Twitter. We live in our own bubble.
Yeah.
But it turns out that more casual fans kind of really like this show, and the finale, I forgot how much. I think the premiere of Book of Boba Fett debuted at maybe like a million viewers, and this is just US households, so there's more, but a million viewers from households. So it's like, dang, how does that make sense? Because if you compare it to Loki's numbers real quick, if you compare to Loki's numbers, like Loki started off with 2.5 million viewers at its premiere, and it's like, wow, especially on a Wednesday. That's why Book of Boba Fett is now we're now on Wednesday release, especially for Obi-Wan, is because of this Loki show and its success. So Loki starts off with garnering 2.5 million for its premiere episode, and then by the time it gets to its finale, it goes down to 1.9. How does this show go from 1 million to all the way to 1.5 by the end of the finale? Usually, especially a show like this, that there was constant complaining, not from us though, but from just in the communities and discussions we were part of. There's so much complaining that by the time you got to the finale, it's like, damn, everybody dropped off like dead flies. No, by the time we got to the end, there was more viewers than we began with. So I think that's absolutely incredible. But Ari, is this news surprising to you? It shocked me. What do you think about this? Are you surprised that so many people tuned into the finale? What's your take?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't read much into this, to be completely honest. I saw the numbers and I just thought that's great, but at the end of the day, the like you talk about reception to a series, the Mandalorian is so much more widely received as a good show, and Book of Boba Fett. Look, it's not a bad show, but um, I think it's very clear that the hype around that show is just like nothing compared to the Mandalorian. People were just going crazy for the Mandalorian episodes, thinking like, "Oh my god, the Mandalorian's here," because that's the show they really want to be watching. So, um, I don't have much to say about this besides like, yeah, I don't know. Look, yeah, sure, the numbers are saying one thing, but I think, um, what people really think is another. And you are like what you're saying is true. A lot of like people at Disney could look at this and go, "Wow, okay, numbers look good. Season 2, let's go." But I just I don't know. Like for me, I just when I look back at the show, it didn't do its job right. That's my take. If you like the show, that's great. But
He's talking to
yeah,
me.
but look, I don't know. I just I don't think numbers really represent what the show was really like because sure, a lot of people see Book of Boba Fett. Oh, I heard that the Mandalorian's in the show. I'm gonna watch that, and so the numbers go up and there's a whole lot of thing with like the time of the year it drops. Like I'm looking at December 18th to 18th to 22nd. A lot of people are busy with I don't know Christmas stuff, whatever it is, and maybe that
I will
time of the
push
year
you
is not
back
so
on that.
great.
I don't
Also,
know.
it
I would push you back on that because as well, at least here in America, I know things are a bit sussy and Aussie, but for things in America, like those are the times where really like people sit down and watch things with their family. Where even you go back to Mandalorian to the finale, that finale during that like there's a time period where it was like it like trumped all the shows, even The Office, like The Office. Everyone is always talking about The Office. It trumped The Office, and it was like the most streamed show in the world for like that entire month. So it's like the fact that Book of Boba Fett, like kind of the finale drew in a lot of numbers, which, like you said, with the help of the Mandalorian episodes and stuff, like who's not going to tune in? But it's just still like I give this show a lot more credit. I was like, oh, this is like the I don't even know what to equate it to, but it's like the subpar series on the side that no one really cares about, right? But it's like no, like this actually got more attention in terms of viewership. The metrics that we have, it has more viewership than the finale for Mando. And as I mean, as you know, I don't know, like during here in America though, that time frame, everyone's at their house, everyone's chilling with their family, everyone's getting ready for Christmas. So yeah, like it trumped that whole season 2 finale, like broke records, and now here we have the Book of Boba Fett series finale breaking records for the Star Wars
yeah.
Disney Plus stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
What I am trying to say, like,
yeah.
yeah, sure, like I agree. Like maybe those days for Mando were actually good for viewership, but I just feel like if the numbers are just slightly not deceiving, but just like I don't think that's a very good representation of the actual series, like the series' success. Because
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
if you looked back at like Mandalorian season 2 finale and then give those numbers after a year, I could almost guarantee you those numbers for the season 2 finale of Mando are going to be bigger than season 1
Oh
finale of
yeah,
Book of Boba.
definitely.
And I think that's probably more important because that shows that one show can stand up for a longer amount of time, has more longevity. Whereas Book of Boba, there's hype for a week, and then maybe no one people stop caring after a while. With Mando season 2, everyone's going back watching it. Everyone's telling everyone, "Oh, you got to watch this Mandalorian show." Luke Skywalker, all this stuff. So I would say, yeah, I just what I'm trying to say is pretty much I just don't I'm not taking a lot out of those numbers, but if people want to, that's totally fine. And
No, I
maybe
am.
there's something to it, maybe there's not. I personally don't think there is anything to it.
I think this is, I mean, this is the closest we'll get because again, these are not even this is just like an estimate, but like because this is not an official report from Disney Plus themselves. They never
Yeah,
release
true.
anything like that. But like this is like box office talk. If it was like
Yeah,
us, we were comparing opening weekend numbers of The Force Awakens to like maybe The Last Jedi and being like, how did the Last Jedi do better than Force Awakens? Like that's crazy, right? Because
Yeah.
if that was the case, because Star Wars was like on its way back, it was like, oh my god, all these things happen, and it's like, no, actually, the sequel kind of trumped it. But yeah, I for me, I looked at those numbers and I'm like, wow, that is, I mean, and it's all credit also to the Mandalorian series. You know, it's been building its viewership, but what's mind-boggling to me is how you start off the series, the premiere of the Book of Boba Fett with a lower viewer count, and then you end up with more by the end when everyone was crapping on the show, saying oh, it was ruining Boba's character, blah 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 blah. And it was just like, wow, people really strung along, and then they all came for the finale, and it almost made me think like, what what discussion out there was it like Mando and Grogu reuniting? But I didn't even see people really talking about that, at least in our sphere. So I was like,
I
what
gotta
made
say,
people tune in?
I feel like it surprises me a lot. If that was the case, that would surprise me a lot because the people in my life who I talk to who are just casual Star Wars fans, not really into it, who have watched this show are not enjoying it.
You're
I
right.
can think of like 3 or 4 people I've talked to who are just casual Star Wars fans, and they've said, "Oh, gee, the Book of Boba Fett, yeah, that show was not good." And you know, whether you agree with them or not, that's just I took that and I kind of assumed that okay, the casual audience doesn't really care for this show. So if it turns out, you know, those 3 or 4 people I've talked to have, you know, what would you say, like an opinion that's um, differs from like what everyone else is thinking, that like that just surprises me. But yeah, I don't know. It's that yeah, I feel like the casual audience, from what I've heard and what I'm seeing, didn't like the show. So yeah, the
Yep.
numbers, if those are right, yeah, I'm a little bit baffled by it.
He's baffled everyone. And what we said earlier in the show that this was gonna be like chill and this was gonna be like a peaceful show. We're just gonna sit back and kick it. Forget about it. It's debate night now. We're debating these metrics that we don't even know they're right. But no, that's some good pushback from Ari. And now Ari, taking these numbers, you alluded to earlier, but let's say a Disney executive is like, holy wow, like I know they reported and we're looking at our own metrics, like, wow, there was more viewership here for the Book of Boba Fett. Crazy. Wow. Let's we were gonna, after fan reception, we were gonna just can the series and any of the elements that we wanted to do for future shows that John Favreau wanted to do, we're just gonna have him implement into the Mandalorian series. Now does
Yeah.
someone look at these numbers and be like, let's green light it for a second season, green light it for a third season? What do you think the take is here?
Yeah, I mean, just pretty much what I said before. I don't think that if they just look at the numbers and think, okay, well, the numbers are good, go again. That would that would kind of annoy me because like, do I want a second season? Honestly, I don't care. I said it in
What
our
if Cad Bane
finale
comes
review.
back?
I'll get to that, but if, as I said in our finale review, like I want to see Boba Fett's story continue. Now on Cad Bane, yeah. Now that this interests me a lot because when I first saw, it, I just thought, yeah, he's dead. But I mean, I guess it's Star Wars; anyone can come back. But man, there's been so much talk. Oh, there's a little blinking light. The audio description says makes note of it. Like, I don't know if that's some life support thing or if that's just something to say like, all right, I'm dead. Like, I don't know what it is, but I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I was very disappointed with how Cad Bane went in the Book of Boba Fett because I thought they really didn't um, do justice to the story that could have been told and the story that fans really wanted to see play out. It was very rushed. So if he came back, I'd be like, okay, cool, they get another chance at it. But at the same time, I'm sort of like, oh, I really don't like the idea of resurrecting characters, especially when that moment, even though I didn't like it, it's very powerful for the character of Boba Fett. So if, yeah, I don't know. If he's alive, I'll be happy in one sense and kind of not in another. So we'll see. It's a win-win. If he stays dead, I'll be thank God. I'll be saying thank God because yeah, that's probably how it should be. But if he comes back alive, I'll be like, good. They get another chance to get this right. But yeah, in terms of second season, I think yeah, I just want Boba's story to continue, whether that's in the Mandalorian or the second season of the Book of Boba Fett. We'll see.
You know why? If for our visual watchers, if Ari is wearing green, he's wearing Boba's color. He definitely wants a season two. Don't listen to whatever his mouth is speaking right now. He wants a season two. All right. For me, listen. Cad Bane, I don't even know the discussion behind that. I posted like some post the other day on Instagram and was like, oh, too bad Cad Bane bit the dust. And so many people are yelling me in the comments and be like, he's alive, dude. Didn't you hear the blinking light? And I was like, what? Like I thought that was like I thought that was supposed to be like a little I thought that was supposed to be like something to be dramatic or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And I thought his death. Listen, he's a 70-year-old man. Ain't no way. Like I thought his death
Yeah,
was handled fine. And again, the symbolism with Boba Fett, finally standing up to his kind of bully and then actually taking him out. I thought, and with the staff that he earned, that was that was really impactful for me. Like I said, I was on the finale review. I was like, Cad Bane has always been my favorite bounty hunter, and I just thought he went out really. I enjoyed it. I was like, oh shoot, Cad Bane is finally dead, my man. You had a long time. You had a long time on this in this galaxy. I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't like I said on the review with our awesome guest Artur Parks. That it was Well, go listen to our discussion about that. But yeah, too bad, Ari. Sorry, Cad Bane's dead.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, though, Book of Boba Fett. Let's never talk about that show ever again because I'm so sick of it now. I'm joking. We just have genuinely talked about Book of Boba Fett so much. I'm like, I need a break from that show. No disrespect to the show though. It was fun. But yeah, Mando season 3. Just wanted to touch on this quickly. TV Line, which is a somewhat reputable source, has reported that Mando season 3 is a safe bet to debut sometime around Christmas, which could be similar to when we saw Book of Boba Fett. Christmas this year, though, that is. So, yeah, I would love if they could get the show out by this year. It feels like they got a lot to do though, because they got to do Obi-Wan, then Andor, Bad Batch. This feels like there's a lot going on. So if it comes out early 2023, I wouldn't be mad that they at them stretching some of the releases out just to because we don't want to get like so much Star Wars stuff in like 6 months and then like nothing for 6 months. I prefer them stretch it out. So but yeah, it's apparently a safe bet around Christmas time, which is good. That's when that's just become like a Star Wars time for me. I don't know why. I think it's because Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, they all released around that time, and that really felt like the Star Wars season. And then Mando started doing the same, and so that just feels like the right time to be watching Star Wars. I don't know what it is. That's just how I feel. So if it was to come out around Christmas, that would be great. But yeah, Mike, you got something to say about this?
I hope the metrics are accurate for the Mando season 3 debut. I'll just say that. Nah. As you said, you know what? I think actually not what you said, but I'm gonna say this. I feel like the marketing team at Lucasfilm is screaming in agony right now, trying to market four shows within a
Yeah,
year. That sounds
that's
crazy.
true.
Y'all have the
True.
challenge. Do it.
Yeah. Also, just wanted to say we do have quite a lot of news to catch up on this week. So the episode, this episode will be a little longer than our usual weekly episodes, but obviously we haven't really talked about any news over the last 8 weeks during Book of Boba. So yeah, we got some stuff to catch up on. Stay
Yeah.
tuned for the ride if you're interested. But yeah, we still have more stuff. High Republic, am I right, Mike?
Yes, we have High Republic stuff. A whole bunch of High Republic stuff came on. You guys, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you're subscribed to our podcast, you know that we interviewed one of the architects of the High Republic, and that's Daniel Jose Older. And we talked about Midnight Horizon. Ari
Yep.
questioned him and cornered him questions about Star Wars Adventures and all the future works.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you have not yet, though, go listen to that interview because I think he says like a couple of things that we haven't even heard him say officially out there yet.
Yeah.
As in terms of teases for phase 2. So go listen to that when you get the
Definitely.
chance. And it was
Also, it was just an awesome interview. Yeah.
actually for everyone listening or watching at the end when we ended the stream, he was like, we had some talk afterwards, but one of the things he said was like, wow guys, that was such a fun conversation. And I love that it wasn't like an interview, it was just like a sit down and chat thing. And I'm like, that's what we do here at the Star Wars Exchange.
Yeah.
But it was
Definitely.
it was a really great conversation. And he even tweeted us out, retweeted one, quote tweeted us, and was like, I had a lot of fun talking with these fellas. And I was just like, I'm gonna print that out, frame
Yeah.
that. I was like, yeah, that was amazing. So
Yeah.
with that, we have High Republic news. So let's get to it. So High Republic show had an episode last week, and I think it was on Friday, and they dropped a whole bunch of cool reveals. So I just wanted to touch on them, see what our take is and what we're excited for. So let's kick it with there was a young adult novel called Path of Deceit by co-written by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. There's a middle grade novel coming from George Mann, awesome dude, Quest for the Hidden City, and then Convergence, which is going to be like the Del Rey novel of it. It's going to be written by Zoraida Cordova. As I think she's Spanish, and I just butchered it. I'm so sorry. And she's also Spanish speaking. But and then we have Claudia Gray, the most surprising one. Claudia Gray is doing a comic
Yeah,
series and Dark
interesting,
Horse comic
interesting.
called Quest of the Jedi, and then we have an awesome Abrams book. You guys know those. After each film releases, we have one of those cool concept art
Yeah,
books, and they're doing a High Republic one. So I'm very interested into what's going on here. Ari, you hear all this? Any of the books, any of the titles pique your interest?
yeah. Well, the first thing I immediately noticed, I think they announced this a few months ago, but they're new authors that are outside of our main five. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm sure I'll get on board once it starts, and I'm sure they've picked some great authors. I have full trust in this High Republic team. However, I was like, damn, I was really loving these five coming together and mixing around, doing all their stories. So, however, it'll be cool to see a fresh take on the High Republic. That's for sure.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm most excited for Convergence because that's like the big High Republic books. I always find myself reading those as soon as they come out, and the rest I sort of read a bit later on, which I'm still catching up at the moment. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that one. George Mann's middle grade novel, that I think that'll be great. I think I might have read something by him before. I'm not completely
Was
sure.
it one of the Fables books?
Yeah,
He did
yeah, it
Dark Legends and yeah.
could have been something like that. But yeah, and then Claudia Gray with the comic. I mean, Claudia Gray is an awesome author. Obviously, she just did Fallen Star. Go check out our review on that. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I really like Fallen Star. I know Mike has his preservations, but she's
I
done
love
she's done
Fallen
so much good
Star.
stuff. She's done Bloodline, Lost Stars, Master and
Yeah.
Apprentice,
She's
so many
awesome.
good Star Wars books. So to see her writing a comic will be awesome because I remember when they announced Charles Soule was going to be doing the main novel, everyone was like, Charles Soule, he writes comics, and then Light of the Jedi was just insane,
Yeah.
so good. So I'm sure her writing will translate to a comic book as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for all of it. If I'm going to be completely honest, cool to see Path of Deceit, the young adult book, is going to be co-written. And I'm kind of glad they're giving us a bit of time because I think the next phase starts in like October. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, good, because I need some time to catch up on some of these books.
And
I've read the big juicy Del Rey books, but I need to and a few comics. But yeah, I'd love to be fully caught up. And then when we start phase 2, which is going to start 200 years before, and we're reading all about the Battle of Jeddah, which is definitely going to come. I know Daniel Jose Older was a bit, yeah, don't
cheeky.
ask me about that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just excited to get more High Republic when the time comes. So yeah, what
Yeah,
about you,
and
Mike? How are you feeling?
excited for all this stuff. I think the one that like called my attention was the Convergence novel. I mean, as you said, like I don't know how I feel about that about new people coming in, but
Yeah,
also I think if you keep all these same writers in their own tank, not that they'll get carried away, but things might just get stale. And what better
yeah,
time to do this when when you're turning back the clock, being like, we're not gonna let you write these characters going forward. I mean, like the rest of the story just yet, but we're gonna dip our hands into the pool going back in the past. We'll all practice with these characters and then we'll continue onward. I don't know. I just think it brings like new life to what they're doing. And I think George Mann already wrote like one of the kids books for the High Republic, like those sticker
yeah, right.
books. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, That- yeah,
so
for
yeah,
sure.
it's like, oh, he's gonna write an extended version of or a middle grade novel. Okay, cool. George Mann is awesome. And
Yeah.
I know Cordova, she wrote oh my god, actually, she wrote oh my oh, I forgot. There they released a Clone Wars tale book, and it was like
Oh yeah,
retellings just
yeah,
from a certain perspective uh from certain episodes. So like Carnage of Krell directly from Rex's perspective, which was cool, but you already kind of got them the episode. So overall, I thought the book was like, it's like for the younger people. It didn't do much for me, but oh my god, we get to the episode with Bounty and Clone Wars with the Asajj Ventress, Boba Fett on that train, dude. the way she captured Asajj Ventress, her perspective, and you felt the pain that Asajj Ventress was still reeling from in that episode. What she does with Asajj Ventress again and her perspective, she just dives right in and hones
Yeah.
in on the character. Where I'm like, please write an Asajj Ventress book. Like that story, all the stories in there kind of like were just like again retellings, and I think they did nothing more than that except that one. That was like super fresh take. Oh my god, yeah. So Cordova, excited for her, and I know she wrote a young adult book. Haven't read that one, but Convergence, yeah, I think I'm really excited for that, and it's a novel, so that's
Yeah,
that's a big, thick,
for
juicy one.
sure.
But
A lot of
listen,
responsibility for us, so hopefully,
yeah,
they live
and
up
and
to it.
for everyone listening here or watching, we talk about we're book nerds, so make
Yeah,
sure Ari and we're gonna tease something out soon, but we we're gonna have a cool book discussions. That's all I'll say. So make sure you subscribe
yeah,
and listen because we're gonna be
yeah.
talking
If you
about the
love Star
books.
Wars books, this is the place to be because yeah,
Literally, I didn't. I told Ari this. I didn't expect our Fallen reviews or Fallen Star review to get so many like so much attention that it
yeah,
has. I was like expecting like maybe 30-40 listens. No, people actually care about the books and stuff. So if you're one of those people, stick around because
yeah. Which is
we're
awesome
little
to see.
we're
Awesome
little
to see.
bookworms.
Yeah. Speaking of Ventress, I've been rereading Dark Disciple lately, and oh my god, that book is sensational. And Ventress is just the best. That's all I want to say. But quick other thing on Cordova. I think the one thing that really maybe annoyed me is I thought all five of the main authors were going to get a go at the Big Del Rey book,
Oh,
and so I was like, oh, Daniel Jose Order could be going, and obviously, we love Daniel because he's been on the podcast before and whatnot. Even Justina Island would have been cool, but I was like, damn, I really want to see those two, especially Daniel, have a crack at the Big Del Rey book. But hopefully they still do. I think they'll do about 9 of those if they have 3 in each phase. So
mhm.
hopefully he has a crack at one. Um, but yeah, that's probably why I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know. But
Oh,
I fully trust Cordova will do a good job. So I'm excited to see their take.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, last thing we want to talk about, which may not be for everyone, but man, I just had to talk about this. Lego Star Wars just I just absolutely love Lego Star Wars. Anyone that's listened to the podcast for a while will know I'm always going on. It's my favorite Star Wars video game ever. I love it. Mike had a similar experience when we were younger. This is the sort of stuff that gets young kids into Star Wars. And I know a lot of people wonder why did Lucasfilm bother making the Freemaker adventures, all these Lego specials. These are the things that get young kids into Star Wars and end up going on podcasts talking about it like we are here. But yeah, look, I love Lego Star Wars. They dropped a trailer. It was during the whole Book of Boba run, so we didn't really have a time to talk about it. But I just wanted to give my take on the trailer because the mechanics of this game, they look insane. We got that 6-minute trailer. They showed everything off. It looks fantastic. We've got 24 planets. April 5th as well. That is soon. Like, speaking of Lucasfilm not dropping dates soon enough, like, I was like, April 5. That's in less than 2 months. So
Wow.
yeah. Anyway, I'm so excited. We saw Mumble mode, which obviously for the OGs who you know love the mumbling, they can turn that on, and also the deluxe edition. It looks pretty affordable, worth the money. But yeah, overall, I just want to put out there, I'm very excited for Lego Star Wars, which is coming soon. And honestly, it may not be an extensive coverage, but we will talk about it on the podcast. So I mean, stay tuned. Also, the trailer got me so excited for the game that I never actually 100%ed the original game, the complete
Mhm.
saga. But then I just thought, you know what, stuff it. So when that trailer came out, I got so excited, turned on the old Xbox 360 and went back and 100% the whole game. It was honestly grueling and it took me way too long, but no, I was just having fun revisiting all the old levels and just the way that game works. It's just hilarious. But I've just been having fun the last few weeks, chipping away at good old Lego Star Wars, having fun with it. So if anyone else has had some like funny experience with Lego Star Wars or was the thing that got them into it, I'd love to hear about it. Send me a DM, write a comment. We would love to hear it because man, we're big Lego Star Wars fans here. I know Mike's gonna be a bit of a Debbie Downer in a second about the whole game, but however, I
Nah,
just wanted to say it's coming. It's gonna be great. Mike, go ahead. Ruin
dang.
the fun.
Well, okay, I'll ruin the fun for a second. Every time I would, bother Ari and be like, listen, we gotta do the podcast planning, and he'd be like, oh, I'm 100%ing the Lego game. I was like, what episode are you on? I'm on episode 4. I'm like, oh my God, please hurry up because
Yeah.
we ain't got the time. No.
That's
But
you may think he's lying. That was actually happened a couple times
it
where
happened
he
a couple
wanted to talk to me.
times.
I was like, hold on, playing Lego Star
Yeah,
Wars.
he's playing Lego Star Wars. No, for the reason I got into Star Wars and the reason I cared about it, like I think I had a narrow for a minute because when did that Saga game come out? 2007,
Yeah,
2008.
2007. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting it during that time and like cracking at it a little bit and playing it, but um, and at the time I started like 2006. I remember seeing like Revenge of the Sith on from like Blockbuster Video,
Yeah.
the VHS tapes. I remember watching Revenge of the Sith there, but like nothing really pulled me. Not even Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I loved aspects of it, but I was like, I was still like. I wasn't really into movies all that much like that, and I was just like, yeah, nothing to make me obsess over. And Clone Wars came out too, but it was really this game that like made me see as a kid, because when you're a kid, Star Wars, all 6 episodes, all 6 chapters of the saga, that's a lot for a kid. It's like, look at the bigger picture. Lego Star Wars made me see the bigger picture, made me care about all the seeing outside of Revenge of the Sith, being seeing the build up to Revenge of the Sith, like Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and watching Phantom Menace. I still remember the reaction I had. I was like 10 years, no, I was like 9, 8 years old playing that game, and the reaction I had to Qui-Gon's death was like, and I experienced Qui-Gon's death. Let me say this again. I have experienced Qui-Gon's death through a Lego game. So by the time I watched Phantom Menace, I was like, oh yeah, that guy dies. So it was through a Lego game. So as Ari said, I wouldn't be sitting up here podcasting without Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. So I still remember my reactions to that entire game. But oh yeah, even playing the original trilogy, I remember running through 4, 5, and 6 and being like, what a spectacle. And then getting to my one of my cousin's house, or to my godmother's house, and he had the whole saga on Blu-ray at that time, or DVD, whatever. Oh no, not on Blu-ray. It was on DVD. I remember being like, could we watch A New Hope? And he put it on for
Yeah.
us, and my brother and I were like, remember this part when we were talking about like the episodes? I've never talked about that on air, actually. Wow. But we
Yeah.
were breaking down the movie as like things were happening, and we're like, oh, remember the Lego, in the mission, whatever. Yeah. So game has a special place in my heart. I guess maybe because of Force Awakens one, like I literally have the game, but I've just not touched it. That one just looked like, so as Ari mentioned, they have mumble mode back, which is great. But like, I don't know, like the newer Lego games, like just didn't really do it for me as I got older. Like I would play, Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman. Oh, that's my trilogy right there. But like outside of that, I tried getting into the Harry Potter. They started advancing, and even I think it was like Justice League or something. I was like, man, nothing like the old games. So even Force Awakens, I'm like, pass. I don't care for this. Even this game where I've seen some stuff, but there's just nothing calling to my
Hold on,
attention.
hold on, hold on. I
Wait,
just need to
wait.
interject
Okay, go ahead.
because The Force Awakens Lego Star Wars is so overhated. Yeah, sure. It doesn't give the same nostalgia that the complete saga does. And yeah, it's not the best game. It's not breaking any records. It's not blowing anyone's mind. But hey,
Breaking
it's
any
good fun.
records.
It's good fun, and that's all
You
that
know what,
matters at the
Ari?
end of the day.
You're saying that now about you're equating being successful and pulling up those numbers. You kind of contradicted yourself with the Book of Boba Fett discussion, but
No, what do
I'll
you mean?
allow
I'm
it.
saying the exact same thing. I'm saying
No,
it. Yeah, no one seemed to like it, but at the end of the day, it was good fun, and that's all that should matter. Is that it was good fun. A Lego game isn't meant to blow the numbers out of the water. It's just meant to be good fun, and that's what it was. So look, if you really hate the game, that's fine. I'm not talking to
I
Mike. I'm
don't
just talking
hate
to the
the.
I'm
I've
talking to
never
the
played it.
listeners. I'm talking to the general listeners. If you really hate it, do so. But it's like, all right, come on, guys. It's a Lego game. It's meant to just be sit back, relax, play around. That's all. Sorry, I just
Then why are
need
you
to
so
put that in
excited
there
for it?
because no, that's what I mean. I'm saying this new game is gonna blow people's
No,
minds.
it's
But
a Lego game, Ari. You should just sit back and chill. Be chill about it.
I
Why
know
is
you
everybody
should,
excited?
you
Be
should.
chill
However,
about it.
this one is going to be insane. Have you not seen that 6-minute gameplay trailer? Oh my god, that's all.
I haven't seen it just because, like, again, I've just been like, I feel like listen, every time, and I'm not slandering any games because I love Fallen Order and stuff, but like, I'm just not ready for the discourse. Like, it's always
Yeah,
with games. I think
that's
you know what,
true.
I think now this is my therapy session. I think that's what it is with games, that I'm always so worried because game fans are horrible, Star Wars fans are horrible, and you literally get the both of them every game release. Battlefront, the 2015, I remember having so much fun with it, and then hearing from my gamer friends this go, the game was so trash, blah blah blah. I'm like, let me have my fun, okay? Then we
Yeah,
get to Battlefront 2, same story, but that was actually substantial. You get to Fallen Order, I was like, this might be one of the best storytelling ever in Star Wars, like holy ever. I was just so amazed by it. And then I come to Instagram and people are, oh, the fighting was so slow, like he runs wonky, and it's like, can't we just enjoy? So you
yeah,
know what? I think, to be honest, I'm just wary. Like I think Fallen Order is one of those special cases. Oh,
yeah.
Squadrons is another one, but yeah, that was whatever. Fallen Order, Fallen Order. I'm excited
Four
for that one, but
squadrons,
I'm
honestly.
just so scared to look at the comments afterwards. Like, I'm telling you, you have us, Ari and I, that go in for the Star Wars fun, and we want to have an enjoyable game that we're not like, it's not clunky, it's done right.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I'm just waiting for that discourse afterwards, after everyone gets the game. Oh, in Attack of the Clones, you don't actually have, they like got rid of like this really cool moment and instead replaced it with this dumb mission.
yeah.
It's always the same story, the same narrative from all these people. So, anyways, I guess maybe that's why. Ari, thank you for
Yeah.
helping figure out my
Honestly,
problem.
yeah, that is completely fair. And Mike said gaming fans, Star Wars fans are horrible. Not all of them. Definitely not all of them. It's a
Oh, no,
small
no, no,
percentage
no.
that it's a small percentage that are
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
loud.
yeah.
I know that's what you meant. Just want to clear it up. It's a small percentage that can be quite loud, especially in comment sections of posts that either Mike or I might make. So and honestly, that's fair because part of me is like, I do not want to see anyone's opinion on Lego Star Wars because like I
If
just
you don't like it, it's
it,
invalid.
if someone's gonna like harp on about like, oh, whatever, like, sure, if there's little mechanic things that aren't right, sure, you can criticize that, but for me, as I say, these games, they're just fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to play, and honestly, I think this game's gonna be fantastic. Just looking
Yeah.
at everything they've done with it, there's a reason it's been delayed so many times because they want to get it right.
But also,
So yeah.
there is an article, like a hit piece article from Forbes or something, or not Forbes. I forgot what the Polygon. I think it was Polygon that like said that they were getting quotes from workers that they were overworked. That TNT
Oh,
Games was
that's true.
horrible.
Yeah, I did
So
see that.
Warner Brothers Games, or whatever the head company is, did better. That was,
Oh,
I
definitely,
think that
definitely.
ruined my fun too, because I was like, I'm not even gonna watch whatever they release now. After reading,
That's
I read
fair.
the entire article, and yeah, it was not enjoyable. So sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but I was like,
No, that,
hands
that
off.
that is actually fair. I haven't read much into that, but
But
for sure,
yeah,
Warner Brothers, TT, do better.
do better,
For sure.
do
Hopefully,
better.
hopefully they, I don't know, release something, a statement or something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Anyway, all in all, that was a fun Lego Star Wars chat. That's why we podcast, is so we can
yeah.
talk about Lego Star Wars. But
And
nah,
by the way, to clarify, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a Star Wars fan, you are not horrible. Okay.
we
I
love
don't want
all
any
our
of
listeners,
I don't
everything.
want Twitter coming at me. I don't want Instagram coming at me. And also, I mean, but you have to understand, me and Ari live Star Wars every day. We live in
Yeah.
Star Wars. There was a fan attacking Ari and questioning his math skills because he said that he didn't think Mando season 3 was that far away. Because it's coming
It's
December,
true.
and someone questioned his math skills. So you're not all terrible, but you're not all great either.
Yeah.
So I'll leave
There's
it at that.
a there's a there's a small minority that are quite loud, as I like to say. But yeah. Anyway, though, that's pretty much the episode. Thanks so much for listening. I think, yeah, just about wraps us up.
Yeah. So, this was a lot of fun. This is what I've been wanting to do. As I said earlier, Ari and I like kind of just jumped into the deep end of covering Book of Boba Fett, but just to sit down and chat, talk about what we need to talk about, uh, and then talk about all this other stuff like Lego Star Wars. How fun is that? Like, that's cool. So,
Yeah.
listen, you guys make sure to follow our new Instagram. We're gonna be, as Ari said, he actually got me thinking when we're talking about Live of the Jedi, Charles. So he actually gave me his autograph and wrote in Live the Jedi. I would love to share that and put it somewhere that's available 24 hours rather than my story. So I would kindly put it on that page and be like, hey, we talked about Charles Soule today. Here's, behind the scenes stuff or whatnot.
For sure.
So check that out.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah,
to,
just to be clear, like what Mike's saying, the page will be more than just saying new episode out. We'll definitely keep all the listeners informed, but there'll be some nice content on there. So definitely, if you can, go follow on Instagram. We would really appreciate it. And also just a nice area for all our listeners to come together, like a nice community. That's sort of what we're going for. So yeah, definitely at the Star Wars Exchange, at the SW Exchange, I should say.
Yeah,
on
please
Instagram.
follow it.
So
follow.
Sure.
We love interacting with you guys, and you guys seeing if you guys comment on our YouTube videos, we're responding because as we said, this is the Star Wars Exchange is a conversation between not just me and Ari, but with me and Ari and you guys. So join in on the fun.
Definitely.
And if you want to be part of this journey, subscribe. Like I said, you're not all horrible. I don't think Star Wars fans are horrible, but it's just, oh my God, sometimes it's so tiring. But listen, I'll never get tired of our listeners. So please subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel if you want to see our faces. But if not, you're tired of looking at these faces or our backgrounds. Hey, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Listen, if you really like the show, give us excellent rating, 5-star rating helps us out. Get to more of you guys, to more of you listeners, maybe to more Lego players. But please do that. Spotify rate us or however that works. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe. We're gonna be doing more live streams. Ari and I have talked about doing like more editorial type videos where we'll take a topic and just like go down back and forth for like 10 minutes or something if you guys like short video form. So do that. And yeah, that's it for me. That's it for Ari. Ari, where can people find you if they want to keep up the conversation besides following our great new Instagram page?
Yeah, if you want to find me personally, best place is just Instagram at @StarWars_Exchange and Twitter at the SW Exchange, which is confusing because it's the same name as our collaboration page. But I only usually I only really use Twitter. Man, I am stumbling. I need a sub as well. I only really use Twitter to talk about the podcast. So yeah, if you're on Twitter and you want some podcast updates, follow me there.
If you ever want to question Ari's math skills, go check out his tweets. All right, and you guys can follow me at all_Star Wars on Instagram, Twitter. Listen, I'm still covering Book of Boba Fett, even though Ari's done talking about it. I'm still covering it on my page, talking about all the stuff, from the finale and stuff and things that just still need it. I haven't even posted about Cad Bane's death, so I need to do that death. And then I'm still posting about I'm gonna be hyping up Kenobi. I'm gonna be hyping up what's Bad Batch, all that stuff. And yeah, a lot of book talk too, book facts, lots of facts. So check me out. Check out Ari. Ari posts a lot of news. He's the exchange for your news. If you want all the news stuff, go to him. He's always posting the news, even if it's little casting stuff that like no one pays attention to. Ari does. And so until next time, guys, may the force be with you. Adios.
See you later.